In this video, we're going to learn about recoding. Let's take, for example, the variable init years. Let's do a frequency of that. Years before and after myopia. We see in the frequency table that years -7 and -6 are pretty sparse, only 22 observations. Same way at +5 and 6 years after onset of myopia, we have 30. So let's combine -7, -6, -5, and 4, 5, and 6. Let's do that. Now, there's a couple ways we can do that. We can recode into, we should not replace our initial values. We should not overwrite our initial data, our original data. It's never a good idea to overwrite your original data. You might want to go back and change something, but also you just need to know what your original data is. You always want to keep that around. So we could recode into a different variable. That, however, the mechanics of that require you to do each particular number, and we're kind of lazy. We don't want to do that. So we're going to first compute a variable. We're going to call it R init years, R for recode. And we're going to set the original init years equal to R init years. Okay. And then it creates a variable and sticks it on the end. So there's R init years. It's exactly the same value as the original. Now we're going to transform and recode into the same variable, R init years. So now we're not going to overwrite the original data. We're going to replace this new one. I'm going to give it some old and new values. Now, let's give it that. So we have 7, 6, and 5. And so we could do a range. Let's do a range -7 to -5. Let's give that the value 5. -5, excuse me. -5. And we want to do the high ones. Let's do this one a little bit differently. Let's just do 4 through the highest. So 4 through the highest, we're going to give a value of 4. So now we have our old values over here. We've set them -5, -7 through -5, and we've given that a value of -5. And we have looked at 4 through the highest. You can use either the range or these options. We could have said -5, lowest, put in a -5 here and gone lowest through -5, which would be the same thing as saying -7 through -5, since -7 is our lowest. All right, now let's see what our frequency distribution is. Let's add init years and look at that. And now see we have -5 and we have 4 here. So now we don't have those little scraggly guys anymore. We have added. So 4 down here, 3 plus 27 is 30, plus 66 is 96. So we've recoded the values. Now, so that we know what our new values are and that we recoded them, we should go in and under init years set our labels. And so that -5 now means -7 through -5. And 4 equals 4 through 6. Let's run our frequencies again to see what that looks like. And you can see that it is now labeled -7 through -5, and then we have our original numeric data 4 through 6. So now we tell ourselves what we've done. And just so we don't get confused, I'm going to move this variable up to here so I remind myself to use our init years instead of init years. Otherwise I'll forget and I'll do this and then I'll have to do it over again. So I'll save the file, and that's how you recode.